Oliver on the 16th, headed for the Dry Tortugas. Little did we know that our plans were soon to be changed. We hit something underneath the water and it picked the whole boat up. I called Ed and he suggested I go to Venice, Louisiana to have the boat pulled to see what was wrong. On March 22nd, we decided that we weren't going to get hauled out anytime soon, so Ed said that a marina and mobile had lifts, so off we went. As we were leaving the marina, the boat got stuck in the mud as the tide was down a tad. We finally got free and started down the mighty Mississippi, which was quite a bit faster as the current was with us all the way. On Thursday, March 23rd, we arrived at Turner Marina in Mobile, Alabama. We had an appointment to have the boat pulled out on the 24th. Roger Turner, the owner of the marina, called up and said that the lift had broken and that he was trying to get me worked in at the next door neighbors. Finally, 3 days later, we were able to have it pulled and found that there was a little section that had been broken off the keel. That was the best news we had, and we were told that it didn't have to be fixed for a while. More good news. During our stay, we met Tim and Candy McCorkle, who owned the catamaran Ohana, which was docked right in front of us. On March 29th, it was time to leave. We listened to the forecast, and they were predicting a large storm that was headed our way. It wasn't supposed to get here for a few days, and we thought we could outrun it since the bottom of the storm was close to the shore. On March 30th, the rain and winds hit, and then the lightning. The seas were rolling, and just as lightning struck, the back of the boom fell into the deck. Nick and I were able to get it pulled up, but only after we were soaked to the bone. 2 nights after that storm, at about 2 a.m., we got into another storm. Wanda and Nick were on watch, and she saw the wind speed hit 30 knots. She called me up to take over, and I saw the wind hit 40 knots. Then the instruments went blank. We found out the next day that the anemometer was blown off. On April 3rd, we were getting low on fuel and were just about to reach the Dry Tortugas when another storm hit at approximately midnight. It's now April 9th, 8 a.m., and it's time to say goodbye, so on to Key West. It was supposed to be a pretty easy sail, but ended up we motored most of the way, and when we were close, we encountered another minor storm. We made it into the channel entering Key West, but with all the lights, it was hard to tell where and what things were. Besides, we were out of fuel. We dropped anchor outside the channel and had a pretty good night's sleep. We got up at 7 a.m., called Boats US for assistance, and they sent out a boat with 5 gallons of diesel. We put it in the tank and headed into the harbor at the Key West Bight Marina. April 12th, we said adios to Key West and headed on to Miami. However, it was a 2-day sail, so we dropped anchor at Duck Key and then the next night at Old Roads Key, which is just north of Key Largo. On April 14th, we left Old Roads and arrived at Dinner Key Marina in Coconut Grove, just south of Miami. We stayed there for a month to get the boat repaired from the storm. We ended up getting a new anemometer, new connections for the mainsail, the sailbag had to be sewn, and the Bimini and Dodger also had to be repaired. While there, we became very good friends with Tracy and Michael Woodring. While we were in Miami, we decided to take a trip around Jupiter and visit our friends and assistant priest and his wife, George and Betty Hoxie. They sold their farm in Salina and bought a trawler and now live on it. We left Miami after about a month and 4 days on May the 18th and headed back to Old Roads Key. We need to start lower than our destination Bimini because the Gulf Stream pushes you north as you head over.